my end. So y'all already know the spiel. I don't know if the video is going to upload to its entirety. I'm not sure if he's going to allow the video to be uploaded at all, because in some places I will record a live and I will not see that live uploaded. So listen, y'all. It, I did a live one time. I did like 3, and it was I was seeing the live uploading for like 2 weeks until I finally decided to private it or delete it. So in that. We're not going to talk about multiverse and um, different dimensions right now. What I want everyone to know is that the membership is open to all. Now, some of y'all have seen a popular influencer is no more. He calls himself, or he called himself, white folks. If you notice that Askania there on what he feels is his third eye, which is not, and some of y'all know that, that is a symbol of demonic presence. Now, a lot of people have tattoos in that area. However, depending on where you get it, depends on if it's accurate. Now, some may say that that is the mark of the beast, and it is not. Y'all believe that 666, some of y'all, is the mark of the beast, and that is not. That is the sign for DNA. 6 neutrons, 6 protons, and 6 electrons. So, that is the makeup of DNA, in a sense. So, listen, uh, you know, it, where do I start this morning? You know, it's like a Chronicles. I'm going to call it the Extremely High Chronicles. Like higher than high, highest of the high. And when I say that someone forced an awakening, induced an awakening, and some didn't know, some did not know that if they took a toke that day, that they were going to be communicating with otherworldly entities, because it just so happened that it was their day to ascend. Now you're saying, who all had connected abilities? Were they supposed to have it? Should be the question. Now, remember when I said there was individuals benefiting off of destiny swaps? The thing about when you go someplace that is not conducive of your wellness, things happen. So those that feel like they benefited off of someone else's energy is now understanding that they're not in the right place for them. So this y'all gonna see a whole bunch of it. I talked about influencers, I talked about social media, I talked about content creators, I talked about all kind of stuff. The thing is, because some places the stats are not accurate, some believe that individuals are not seeing me. Now, the group that felt like I was blacklisted because I got put in a portal didn't realize that they were in a portal. And so it's like there's ones that already know that they were in a portal because their channel never got that dollar sign on it. And no matter how much amount of work they did, it still did not get monetized. So the membership is open to all. That means if you wake up one day and somebody is trying to program you to say something and you know that you don't need to say that, because the Upit ones were believing that they were going to benefit, and they got railroaded and hoodwinked, because some of these ones were awakened because of who ascended to a higher plane that wasn't supposed to be there. And because they look, y'all, there is a difference in speech, dialect, and definition of words when you go to certain celestial bodies, certain energies. So, for instance, remember I was saying that it is a Osikina, and the closest that y'all could compare that to is a pantheon, but she's not. That believed all Tauruses were from her place, Venus. And so that meant to someone else that they were divine feminines. And because certain individuals only getting 2 or 3 words, someone happened to be always finishing off a sentence. So it sounded like it came from one person, but it wasn't. So the belief was all Tauruses, not Libras that are women and females, were divine feminines. Now, what y'all have to understand is that they are not, first and foremost, and a lot of it has to do with who made claim to you. They did not realize, these Asakos that y'all feel are your guides, that you are not Taurian, that you're not from Venus. So it is detrimental that y'all understand when you have became a ascended being, that it means something different to those that have access to you. Now, some go into a deep sleep, and I talked about that scene in Get Out where he seen something spiritually, and the next thing you know, he was falling through a void backwards. I make reference to that because that was the marking of a different type of shift, because we all was reintroduced into Splifka, the craft. And so my stomach is growling because y'all, some of y'all don't hear things right, so you might think I'm just passing gas here. My stomach is growling. Okay, listen. Now, before we go any further, I want to say no one is putting any spells on me for me to do a free reading, because some of y'all believe if y'all contact me in the wee hours of the morning because something is talking to you. Now, I'm gonna tell you, the person that contacted me, that you need to become a member, because you are being used like one of my current members was in the past. So I'm not doing no free readings. Okay, that happened to her when she was going through her own personal ascension. So I take it you're going through a personal ascension. So, they could believe whatever about you, because more than likely the one that told you to reach out to me and email me is someone that believes you are someone else. So I'm telling y'all, even if y'all are hiding the fact that things are communicating with you in your mind, that you need to go ahead, and tier 1 will suffice for some of y'all, because y'all not in the thick of it yet. But it has everything to do with the craft. So if you started out saying, for instance, I'm going to do a money manifestation, because y'all don't want to say the R word. I'm going to do a money manifestation, and you're not supposed to do it. Okay, not the ones that do it and they're supposed to do it, but they don't know they're supposed to do it. And that's the key. Because you're taking a chance, because you're going into a realm that you know nothing about. So if you're registering as a witch, okay, it depends. That depends on who has access to you. Now, when they get to a certain plane, not a realm, planes are outside of us. Realms are in your mind. When they get to a certain plane to be able to talk to you, if they see your energy signature is not of one of theirs, then they're going to start upsetting you, which is a setup. So this is the tricky thing about ascending. Okay, so those of you where he guided you through ascension, and I'm talking about the big G, not the little one. The big G is God himself, universal life force source. The little g is Jesus. Because for some of y'all believe that Jesus is God. And this is the reason why I have to explain this. And he's not. I'm telling you this because it's going to be a ripple effect. Some of you need to be members. And I'm telling you that tier one, the donation tier, will suffice at the moment. But if you continue to try to do a craft that you are not delegated, and let me tell you something. Y'all feel like y'all gonna go to them and ask them how to do something, and they're going to guide you the wrong way. It is or guide these individuals the wrong way, and it has everything to do with now they believe anyone that comes from a certain direction are ones that are their enemies. So you got to be, so as a group of readers that ask for protection and they ask for guidance through their readings, let me tell you, you're in that region where they're upset. These celestial bodies. So whatever you're doing to be able to connect with them, I suggest you don't do it. Now, I listen. I do not windmill for free. I'm not windmilling for free. So when you start saying go over there with Sedegisias, go over there with Ether, it's not gonna work because that part of my job is over. So I do want to welcome all the new members. I appreciate you. Now, what some of y'all are realizing is the readings there, even though you have not been there, resonate with you. And they resonate because of a frequency. I have to keep telling y'all that. So even if you've encountered a reading, especially one that is like an elements reading, which means I done broke them down. I done did water. I done did fire. I done did. It's going to resonate with you currently, even if it was 6 years ago, because you have finally reached that level to where you can access my content. The belief that everything on this protocol, not interface, that everything on this protocol is accessible, it is not. The content creators that have been here for years are aware of that. And this is where they want to catch up onto the algorithm. Let me tell you something about the algorithm. If you are multiverse, multi-dimensional, it changes. And so does the protocol. So that don't work for you. It may work in certain places, but the thing is, depending on which way you ascended, is it going to pay off for you in the future? So the main point of this live is we don't want to put ourselves in no one else's position, especially not being an ascended being. Now, if you ascended and you know you descended and you like, wait a minute, something is not right. However, your money is okay. You have action at ascending again. And yes, your money is going to stop for a brief period because where you have to ascend out of, you don't need money. And that is because they are setting up the ones with money. So y'all get to understand, so many celebrities have not benefited from ascension because when they started, they were somewhere where they was making money. And that's the whole purpose. He want to get you before you get into that position in your mind and physically, so you will be covered. Now, the big G is, let me tell you something. God himself, universal life force source. The reason why I say universal life force source is because he is known by many names. So when I say that, it's known by many names due to the GS, put a real in front of it, the religious aspect, the spiritual one, and the cosmic one. So y'all got to understand that we call him our creator, the big G, the most high, the supreme something, but in the cosmos, they call him something else. So it's important. So this is why I talk the way that I talk. I want to be respectful to everyone's belief. So when you hear me say universal life force source, that is a way of saying, I know that you call him something else. I know that you believe he could be she. And it's very important. So y'all, let me tell you, this morning, just this morning, and it's not even 10 o'clock. It's been so many turn of events taking place. But she wants to know which one told her to email me for a free reading. And I just told you that that was the upset. Cause y'all know I'm not doing nothing for free, and y'all need to cut it with I'm in the UK. I don't have access to CEA, because you don't know how many times I done heard that. I'm gonna tell you in the presence of everyone on live that that is what 4, 5, and 6 is all about. If you do not, if you cannot download the medium that I use, then you have the option to become a member. And that's just that on that, because I'm not gonna falter from that, and I do it for a reason. I'm not finna be the one taking the loss at the end, trying to help you. So we're just gonna cut it all, because I can simply say anyone on that side don't have access to me. So that means it's a whole bunch of people that's not gonna benefit from me because of 2 or 3 people. And I don't want to do that. So we're not going to play, I'm a single mother, I'm this and that, because I'm a single mother. We're not going to say I'm down on my luck because you're doing better than me at this point. I got to make money too. And I know it is the false belief that you believe that tarot cards readers should not be paid for their services. And I'm telling you that I do not get paid for my services, because I am a content creator. So when you start wanting me to windmill for you, I'm not going to do that, because then we're going into a different service there. So y'all got to understand, if you have work, you perform a task for somebody, you're going to want payment for that. So we're not going to, because the outcome of that is you're going to go down that pathway where you do not get paid. This is how it works with me. You're going to say, well, why is this person doing this? Why this person did it? Why I got demoted? Why I got this? Why I lost my job? It is because you wanted that for someone that didn't deserve it. And it's not just because I'm an angel. It is because you've wanted that for countless individuals, not everyone that's listening to this podcast, if you will. But this is what they wanted. And because when it's time for them to go through it, they want to put it on someone else. That means they don't never want to take accountability or responsibility for their own energy. Now, this is something that I've been talking about the whole duration, because I'm somebody that believes when something happens, right, at the beginning, I would believe, well, this is happening because I did something to someone. When the big G, universal life force source, God himself, the Most High, the Supreme, said, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not by your doing. Then I got catapulted into becoming a generational hex breaker. So y'all know about the generational curse, but you don't know about the generational hex breakers, because that comes from that position is for angels. So now you know, if you are appointed to break a hex somewhere, that means you are a descendant of royalty or royal, and not thrones and judges. So we're going to just X out thrones and judges, because some of y'all want to go to the hierarchy chart. I've already said that there's angelic beings that should be on the angel chart, but they're not, because they're not angels. Neither are thrones or judges. Those are individuals that inserted themselves into a reign, just like they inserted themselves into the Holy Bible. And now you see why there's so much misinformation. So I'm coming to y'all and telling y'all that the membership is open. If you don't be like the other ones, and because you feel like you're supposed to have the best, you're gonna go to the membership and say, well, it's too expensive. When I said that the donation tier will suffice, that means $10 a month. For some of you, not all of you. Some of y'all need to be up high because you are CEOs and entrepreneurs and you have the money. So I don't want to hear nothing about, I am not giving nothing up for free. I've already done that. I've given service every life. And some of my members have too. And they know it because I told them. So a lot of y'all know that certain names you just cannot say. You cannot say, I don't care if it is a stage name for them. I don't care if it is just a YouTube name. You can't say it. And it's because they're a member. Because of what you did to them in the past life, what you want to continue to do to them currently. So I'm just letting everyone know that you can join the membership because you're not going to benefit off of me in the form of getting a free reading. It's not going to happen. The person that thought they were going to get a free reading didn't even get the reading. So you all need to understand that. That is it.